Sweetheart, that hoodie is not a relationship. It's evidence. Y'all, welcome to the Let It Go show. I'm Margo Way, and I am, legally and emotionally, a hot mess in a blazer. So last week I'm cleaning. And by cleaning, I mean I opened one drawer, found a Wingstop receipt, and had a full flashback to a man named Derek, who once told me pineapple on pizza was a personality flaw. Sir, you wore Crocs to my grandmother's funeral. But here's the thing, I still had his stuff. A hoodie, a phone charger, a single sad sock that has now outlived the entire relationship. That sock has more staying power than the man did. And I sat there on my floor, where I do all my best thinking and most of my crying, holding this hoodie like it owed me closure. And I thought, oh honey, this isn't a hoodie. This is a hostage situation, and I'm the hostage. So today, we're unpacking it, literally. So let me tell you about my friend. We'll call her Bree, because that's not her name and she'd kill me. Bree dated a man for 3 years. 3 years! That's a lease. That's a whole warranty. And when it ended, badly, the way they do, over text, like cowards do, she was left with an apartment full of him. His records, his weird protein powders that smelled like a gym locker had a baby with a vanilla candle, a leather jacket, a framed photo of the two of them at the Grand Canyon where, and I quote, "He wouldn't even hold my hand because his hands were clammy from the altitude." Baby, the altitude was your relationship. You were already at the summit of Mount Nope. And Bree couldn't touch any of it. She'd walk past that jacket every morning and just grief. Grief with her coffee, grief with her cereal. She turned her whole apartment into a museum. The Museum of Almost. Admission, your entire piece. And one day she calls me, crying, and says, "Margo, I can't throw it away, but I can't look at it either. What is wrong with me?" And I said, "Sweetheart, nothing. Nothing is wrong with you. You're just standing in the middle of a feeling that doesn't have a shelf yet. So let's actually talk about it, because I know some of you are lying on your own floor right now, holding your own version of that hoodie. Let's get into the questions y'all are typing into your phone at 2 a.m. Should I keep my ex's things? Here's the honest answer, sweetheart. Some of it, maybe, for now, but not all of it and not forever. The test isn't, do I want to keep this? It's, does this help me heal or does it keep the wound open? If looking at it makes you feel loved, keep it a minute. If it makes you feel left, that's not a keepsake, that's a splinter. Okay, but is it weird to keep an ex's hoodie? No, it's the most normal thing on planet Earth. It's soft, it smells like a person, and grief loves a hoodie. Keeping it isn't weird. What's not great is wearing it every night like a weighted blanket of a man who left you on red. Comfort item? Fine. Emotional life support machine? Sweetheart, we've got to pull the plug. So how long should you keep an ex's stuff? There's no universal deadline, but here's my rule of thumb. Long enough to stop bleeding, not so long that you build a shrine. For most folks, that's a few weeks to a few months. If it's been a year and his charger still lives in your nightstand like a little tenant who doesn't pay rent, baby, it's time. Should I throw away gifts from an ex? You don't have to throw them away, and you don't have to feel guilty either way. A gift was given freely. It's yours now. Keep the stuff that's actually useful and doesn't sting. But that necklace that makes your stomach drop every time it catches the light, you're allowed to let it go. Guilt is not a storage plan. All right, the big one. Where do I put stuff from a breakup I'm not ready to deal with? Ooh, this is the real question, isn't it? Because the problem is never really the stuff. It's that you're not ready, and everybody keeps yelling, just throw it out, like readiness is a light switch. It's not. So here's the permission you've been waiting for. You don't have to decide today. You just have to get it out of your eyeline. Box it up. Put it somewhere it can't ambush you every morning. Not the trash, just out of the way until the day the decision feels light instead of heavy. And the one that keeps y'all up at night, does keeping an ex's things mean I'm not over them? No, sweetheart. Keeping the box doesn't mean you're not over it. Living inside the box means you're not over it. There's a difference between holding a memory and being held hostage by one. You can love the chapter and still close the book. Healing isn't the absence of the stuff. It's the day the stuff stops running your mornings. See? You're not crazy. You're just human. Standing in a hallway between what was and what's next, holding a phone charger. So here's what Bree finally did, and what I did, and what I'm gonna gently, lovingly suggest for you. We got a unit. I know. Margo, a storage unit for a hoodie? No, baby, a storage unit for a feeling. Because here's the beautiful loophole nobody tells you. The choice was never keep it forever or throw it out today. That's a trap. That's black and white thinking dressed up as tough love. The third option, the your way option, is put it somewhere safe while you get your footing back. So Bree took the records, the jacket, the clammy hands Grand Canyon photo, put them in a box, and moved them into a little Your Way unit across town, out of her bedroom, out of her line of sight, off her chest. And 6 months later, she drove over, opened that box, and felt nothing. Just a little, and she donated the whole thing in 20 minutes. No tears, no spiral, because she didn't force the goodbye. She gave it space until it got easy. That's not avoidance, sweetheart. Avoidance is shoving it under your bed where it haunts you. This is putting it down on purpose, somewhere that isn't your peace. YourWay Storage isn't a place for junk. It's a pause button for your heart. It's the room between I can't and I'm ready. And that room, it's clean, it's month to month, and it does not text your ex. So listen, y'all. If you're sitting on your floor tonight holding a hoodie, negotiating with a sock, first of all, same. Second of all, you don't need a museum. You need a minute, and a box, and a door that closes. Because you don't have to know what you're gonna do with all of it today. You just have to give the hard stuff somewhere safe to sit while you become the version of you that's ready to let it go. Peace doesn't need you to be brave right now. It just needs a little room to breathe. Got emotional baggage? We've got units. Because sometimes closure isn't a conversation, it's square footage. And when life gets messy, store it your way. Head to yourwaystorage.com and book yours in 60 seconds, which is less time than you've spent avoiding this decision. The price you see is the price you pay, sweetheart, because your peace deserves square footage, not another year in the garage. So go on now. When life gets messy, store it your way.